Hey there, everybody. David Pease here, broadcasting from Studios Quinn. And we're here to open up a fine box of 24, the trading card game. This is pretty exciting. I love this game, and there are a few people out there looking to play it. And I've been looking for a few cards of my own to not only complete my collection, but get my strategy together. So I'm hoping that this box is going to get me what I need. 24, the trading card game came out right around 2006, 2007, somewhere around there. And I'm hoping that, well, I should say that it's had first a two-player starter game where you could buy the small box, and it came with a couple of nice play mats and two very short starter decks, 24 cards, which is actually the maximum that you can have in the game. 24 cards, one for the CTU, the good guys, and one 24 card deck for the bad guys, the terrorists. And you could just buy that one box and be able to get a basic two-player game going. And if you wanted to go into it further, you could buy these boosters known as the first edition. Unfortunately, the game was canceled before any other expansions beyond the basic set were available. So I should let you know that there was an unpublished edition called Spec Ops that is a topic for a whole nother broadcast. Hopefully we'll drum up some support. We'll see if some people are interested and maybe have a discussion about that and go through some of the cards. They did get art and all the effects and all those things, just didn't quite make it to press and make it out into the wild for all of us to see. But as we go through the cards, I'll talk about, if you're not familiar with the game, I'll be talking about the cards and some of the details and advantages to some of the cards that we find, and hopefully it'll give you a little bit of a taste of what the game would be like if you were playing. And if you are familiar with it, this will be a great review. But very quickly, I always like to start these with what I'm looking for, kind of build a little tension, have a little fun with it. So I'm going to bring up that's not what I want to do. There it is. These are some of the cards I'm looking for, and for very specific reasons. And you'll see up here in the corner, the top left corner, starting with my buddy. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Jovan Miovic. The reason I like this card, and I don't have it yet in my collection, he is a terrorist. He's one of the bad guys. He does have the Drazen keyword, and it's while your opponent has 0 time, Jovan gets +2 combat. Now he already has 3 combat, which is pretty good on its own, and 2 health, so he can take a little bit of punishment. But if you get up to 5, that's pretty devastating. And if you're able to take advantage of it, that means your opponent has 0 time, which means he will not likely be able to defend against that attack. To go along with that, there's steal a block of time. You can kind of see as I go through here, the strategy is to rob my opponent of time. But this one is an ops event card. Main 0, which means you play it during the main phase of the game or of the turn, and 0 means it's free. It doesn't cost anything to play, but you do have to set an analyst. If your opponent has 1 or more time, he loses 1 time and you gain 1 time. So it's kind of a win-win on that one. So I'm hoping to get that. I believe though, if it says analyst, set an analyst, that means it's only for the CTU, the good guys. So that may limit my strategy. Wouldn't be able to play Jovan and steal a block of time in the same deck, but there are other cards. But here's the big one, and this is, you'll note that red herring here in the bottom left is all black border. It's an elite card. It is one of the ultra rares. So it's one that I've been keeping my eye on the internet for, hoping to get my hands on it, not only because it's elite and it's a collectible, but because of its effect here, main 2, which means you play it during the uh, main phase of your turn, and costs 2 to play. But set a conspirator, your opponent loses 2 times. So this would go well with Jovan and depriving your opponent of time so that you can take advantage of Jovan's game effect and hopefully boost his skill level up to 5, give you a pretty big advantage. So red herring, got my fingers crossed for that one. Toward the middle here, you'll see there's, oh, come on now. Emergency response. This costs 2, but if you played with me on any of the games, you'll know that access to my deck, being able to search my deck to get the cards I need is something that's really important to me. I learned CCGs and TCGs playing Pokemon, and it had some of the best access to your deck. So I was pretty spoiled with that when I went into other games and had to kind of look to find these kinds of things. But emergency response, react to, which means when, well, I'll read the detail here and or the game effect, and you'll figure out what react means, but it costs 2 to play. After your character is killed, search your deck for a character with the same specialty and add him to your hand. Nice. That means if you lose one of your characters in a mission or in a fight, you can use this event card. It's the react keyword, which means you can play it after your character is killed, and you can essentially replace them, put another character with the same traits back into your hand. So you just have to wait another turn to put that agent back on the field. So I think that's pretty valuable. There is this one which I'm kind of hesitant for, but I think might be useful. Self-inflicted injury. It is a tactic, an event card, costs 0. Play when you're in a mission. Wound an agent in the mission. Search. If you do that, you search your deck for a tactics event and add it to your hand. Again, a great way to search your deck if you've planted a lot of good event cards in there. Tactics, event cards with the tactics keyword. You can dig those up and maybe help yourself. So your character, your agent may take a hit, but it may come out in your favor if you can get the event card you're looking for. Another one I want or need is Advanced Degree. This is another event card. It costs 1. You play during the main phase. Locate Intel 3. Now that means you have to have, each character has a specialty, whether it's Intel or Ops or Tactics or any of those things. In this case, it has to be Intel, and you have to have a value of at least 3. So those characters with their skill levels have to total 3 altogether. And to look at the top 3 cards of your deck and rearrange them in any order. So again, another cool way to kind of get access to your deck and maybe rearrange things so you can get to it faster. Again, only 24 cards in a deck. Once you deck out, you play through your whole draw pile. You just reshuffle and start over again. So it's burning through your deck and milling through your deck isn't necessarily a bad thing, but this way you can at least look at the top cards, and if there's something valuable that you want, you can put it on top. So that makes it something that I definitely want to get my hands on. Now, moving to the next one here. Now, this is my Christmas list, right? These are all, these are all elites with the black border around them, and I've got some special plans for these guys, but because they're elites, they're really hard to find. I've been scouring the internet. Every once in a while they pop up, and either I don't react in time. I did have this box, so I was kind of waiting to purchase anything until I opened this box, and then we'll see what I come up with. But certainly the odds are against me. This is 7 different elites, not including red herring, which would make it 7 elites that I'm looking for. Likely I'm only going to get 2, maybe 3 elites in this box if I'm lucky. So we'll see what I get, but I'm looking for Charles Logan, Make It Happen. Now this guy costs a lot. It costs 6 to put in there to get in the game, but he has a politics of 4, or excuse me, 5, and health of 2. So he can take a hit and stay in the game, possibly heal him if you've got those cards in your hand, so you can keep him in there. Politics 5, uh, that's a pretty good score, pretty good value. Main 1, which means he costs 1 to play his game effect. You also have to set him, which means you turn the card sideways and you're not able to use him in a mission or anything. But if you pay that one time and you set Charles Logan, you get to play an agenda. And an agenda you'll see here in this Suitcase Nuke card here in just a moment. I'll talk about agendas in just a moment here. To go along with that is a directive card here just below called Wheels Within Wheels. This is a main 1, locate 3 conspirators. Now that's another keyword, or you can see on Charles Logan here in that orange band beneath the photo there, it says conspirator. So you would have to have 3 conspirators in order to play this directive, but you get to play an agenda. So you can see kind of how where I'm going with that, wanting to stack up agendas. There are some cards that don't necessarily use the game effect from an agenda, but give you a bonus based on how many agendas you have in play. So that gives you a little sneak preview of what I'm trying to do there. Next is Suitcase Nuke. Of course, it wouldn't be 24 if there wasn't some kind of major disaster with a countdown. This is the agenda card that I was talking about, and you'll see there's a little countdown around the border here with 3, 2, 1, and then 0. So these agendas you play kind of to the side, and you set the card when you first play it. In this case, it's 0, so it doesn't cost anything. But when you play it with the highest number facing up. So in this case, the card would be horizontal with the 3 at the top. And then as the game progresses, each turn you rotate the card. So you would rotate it so it was horizontal, but kind of upside down. So you would have the 2 at the top. And then the turn after that, you would rotate it again so that the 1 was on the top. And ultimately, the turn following that, when you rotate it and it's at 0, that's when you get to take advantage of the game effect. Now, in this case, it's a bit of a doomsday device. It requires 3 terrorists to activate, and it's kill all characters, yours and your opponent's. So use that. You're obviously, if you're the one playing it, you're going to lose 3 terrorists. But if they're wounded or they're maybe they're kind of low level guys, it's worth the sacrifice in order to get rid of some high value cards on your opponent's side. Next one I'm looking for is this Elite Aaron Pierce. More so because he was one of my favorite characters in the TV show Aaron Pierce. He was the president's security detail, and I like this actor. He's been in a whole bunch of stuff. He's always badass. He's super cool. So having Aaron Pierce, maybe not necessarily in a deck, but I would love to have him for my collection. But he only costs 3. He has 3 combat, only 1 wound, but he does have a keyword Secret Service, and says while you have a president in play, Aaron Pierce cannot be wounded by an opponent while defending, which is kind of thematic considering he's the Secret Service defending the president. But again, kind of more of for my collection, but it would be kind of cool to have David Palmer out there and Aaron Pierce keeping an eye on him, making sure he's safe. Another elite I'm looking for is Quick Draw. You can see the countdown timer here is 2. So within 3 turns, you would be able to play that agenda and take advantage of it. Set Intel 4, which is a little costly, but draw 2 cards. So you get to get 2 cards off the top of your deck, which again, I love being able to draw cards or look through my deck for cards. So you can see why I would favor that. Another one I'm really looking for is David Palmer, both for my collection and for strategic value. He does have keyword president, and you'll see here in his skills politics, there's an asterisk there instead of a number value. His game effect, David Palmer's politics, is equal to the number of statesmen you have in play. He does cost 5, so this is when you would play later on in the game. But if you play a couple of statesmen, these characters that have the statesman keyword on there, he could be kind of powerful. You just got to play those chuds out there and get some statesmen so that you have a powerhouse there. And then later on in the game, David Palmer can come in and steamroll it. But I have yet to enact that strategy. So we'll see if it works or not. Last one, this is another one, mostly for my collection, more so than for the strategy. Air Force One. It costs 4, which is, 4 times is a lot. So it's one you would play probably later in the game, but it is a unique vehicle and play only on a president or vice president. As an additional cost to block this character, your opponent must set a character. So that's kind of a nice advantage. Once your opponent sets a character, they can't use them to block or attack. Kind of a nice little bonus, but again, mostly for my collection in that case. So let's get back to it. We've got this box sitting here. It's been sitting here. It's been sealed since 2006. I just purchased it. Well, not just purchased it. I've been sitting on it since a Black Friday sale. And it, as of this broadcast, it's September 11th of 2024. So I've had it for almost a year. Finally going to break this open and see what happens. So let's get the shrink wrap off of here. Yeah, buddy. Smell that 2006 air coming out. Ooh. Yeah, that's good stuff. 2006. This is pretty cool. I've been looking forward to this. I don't know why I waited so long, but I am going to keep them in the order that they were in the box here. Set that to the side for the garbage. Bring these over so you can kind of see what I'm drawing from here. I'm going to switch cameras. We're going to switch to the satellite feed Studio Squim here, so you can see what's going on. Set myself to the side, and let's get started. Got to remember to do this with the camera. All right, what do we have here? We've got Milo Pressman, flare gun, +2 to combat, which is, I'm kind of snorting about it, but +2 isn't too bad. Characters opposing this character also get the keyword adept, which is kind of helpful. Dina Araz, another character you can see up here in the corner. She is considered part of the terrorist group, and she's also got kind of this orangey red border that designates her as part of the terrorist. You can't mix CTU and terrorist characters in a deck, so that's why that's important. Flamethrower, okay, this is kind of a nice one. First edition, this is a rare, play only on a terrorist, so you can see how you would make specialty decks there. React 1, again, you play it to react against something your opponent just did to you. It costs 1. After this character wins a mission, your opponent chooses and wounds one of his characters. Again, I was saying even having a 2 health on a character is kind of nice. Most only have 1, so that you flamethrower would definitely take out a lot of different people. Here's Human Shield, Trauma Care, another agenda card. You can see the countdown there around the outside border of the card. Heal target character in the briefing room. That's not too bad. There are different zones in the briefing room or in the gameplay area. A briefing room where your characters are pretty much safe, and then the field where they move out to the field in order to conduct missions. And some of the game effects that they have can only be used when they're in the field. Now, Zhao Yang, Chinese mercenary, he does have the terrorist there and operative keyword. Mission 1 costs 1 to take advantage of his game effect. Destroy all equipment on target opposing character. So if your character had that flamethrower, you could help yourself out. And then dumpster diving, great card. Dumpster diving, yeah. Place target ops event in your discard pile. I may have read that wrong. Place target ops event in your discard pile on top of your deck. So that's nice. I've played a couple games of this with a friend, and both games, we never actually went through our entire deck. So that's kind of interesting. That's even though you only have 24, you're kind of worried that maybe you won't be able to, just go by too fast. But actually, 24 seems to be a pretty good number. Here's another character, Harry Swinton, security guard. Off-road vehicle, play only on a character with a printed health of 1. That's a lot of them. Well, that could come in handy. Field support. This is event card. Set an analyst and target agent gets +2 combat. Not too bad. And then here's a character for you, Kim Bauer. When she was undercover using the alias Jane Saunders. Kim Bauer cannot be blocked by a character with equipment. That's kind of an interesting one. We'll set those to the side. Let's move right on. The next one here. Right off the bat, get a character, Marcus Alvers. Before your opponent scores 3 or more points, reduce the points scored by 2. That's kind of a nice spoiler against your opponent there. Frontal assault. Ryan Chappelle, here's a character that you can see on the CTU side. He's got the blue border around him, and he's got that statesman there, so he could be helpful if I do end up with that David Palmer well supported character. Past indiscretions, pressure, set a conspirator. Your opponent loses 1 time. That's another good one to go with that strategy. James Prescott, another terrorist character. After James Prescott comes into play, set target statesman. So I definitely don't want to see that come into play if I'm using my David Palmer. But anyway, Roger Stanton, NSA chief, interesting. Oops. Satellite images, mission 0. Locate an analyst, target character gets the keyword adept. Here's another directive, this wave of terror. React 1. After an opponent's character is killed, score 1 point. Not bad. A little bonus there in case you lose a character. At least you get a point. And if you're not familiar with the game, the one of the win conditions is to gain 24 points. So as you go through missions, if your skill is higher than your opponent's and there's nothing else to prevent you from winning that mission, you score that many points equal to the difference between your skill and your opponent's skill. So every little point counts. You may think 24 doesn't sound like a lot, but it can take a little while to get there because there are a lot of cards that spoil that. Here's New World Order. Claudia Hernandez, and then Jeff Brier, another CTU agent there, designated by the blue border. Let's do another one here. There are foil cards in here as well, so those would be much appreciated. Hopefully that'll come together. We'll find something, not yet, but the odds are, we'll definitely find a few in here. So here's getting an answer. Erase the evidence. Mission 0, set an infiltrator. That's one of the, this one here is statesman, but the terrorist cards, the terrorist characters might have an infiltrator keyword there. Set an infiltrator. Each player loses points equal to the health of their characters in the mission. Yikes. Covering fire. Kevin Graves, another CTU agent there. Plausible deniability. Target defending conspirator gets +2 politics. Interesting. Nina Myers, all spoiler alert. She has the terrorist symbol there in the top right corner. So hopefully that didn't blow anything for you. The show's been out for 20 years. So if you don't know some of these things by now, you do. But yeah, Nina, I remember that was a big reveal for me. I couldn't believe it. I actually shouted out loud, Nina, you what? Yeah, when she finally revealed herself. But, a great twist there. That was a lot of fun. I remember it was also like 3 in the morning, so I was pretty wound up. Adam Kaufman there. Here's another directive. Whoops, that last one there. Paula's Courage. Sacrifice an analyst to draw 2 cards. Not bad, a little pricey. Find the Nuke is another directive. Reduce the cost of your items played on your analyst by 1. Not too bad, not too bad. I do see I have 1 viewer, and one thing that I've been very nervous about, I'm sitting here talking, I'm hoping that my setup here that you can actually hear my microphone, but then that viewer just disappeared. So hopefully this isn't a complete waste, and that you can hear me talking. There's Milo again, not too bad. Entangled in Red Tape. Hassan Numer. Another agenda, Pacifist Stance. Requires 1 statesman, set all characters with lethal. Oh, here we go. Here's a foil, Bill Buchanan. You can just barely, there you can see kind of the prismatic effect there. He's a CTU agent. Bill Buchanan, observing protocol. Cost 3, intel 3, and health 1. Again, kind of a low health, but that's how it is in this game a lot of times. Keyword director and his game effect. While you have an agent and a statesman in play, Bill Buchanan gets +2 intel. Be total of 5. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Rachel Forrester, another CTU agent. Field medicine requires 1 agent. Heal all characters. Not bad. You do have to wait 2 turns because it's an agenda, but not too bad. Not too bad. Kevin Carroll is another great character involved with a twist. Unfortunately, yeah, you can see that's a bit of a spoiler that it's got the terrorist symbol there. But again, if you haven't watched the show by now, where have you been? Next, administrative warrant, and then Johnson, interrogator. He's the guy that always came in with the lie detector to give people a hard time. Go in here. Oh no, Tooth and Claw. this was one of the weakest subplots in season 2. It was kind of lame. Jack Bauer's daughter, Kim Bauer, she in the first season she was a total badass, super cool, and in the second season they kind of nerfed her a little bit. It wasn't nearly as much fun to watch her. She got somehow, I don't even remember, she got caught out kind of in this wooded area, and a mountain lion was stalking her, and she just lost her cool. It was not fun to watch. But here's another terrorist character, Charles McLemore. Agenda, high profile. Locate politics 2, the player with the most points. Both players have tied, sets one of his ready characters. That's funny. Good way to kind of punish your opponent if they're ahead in the game. Sherry Palmer. So there's a couple underneath there, so I'll put Sherry down there. Quarantine. Richard Heller, bad guy. Oof. Behind in the polls, this character gets +1 skill, gets an additional +1 politics if you have fewer points than your opponent. So that could help you with the comeback. So that'd be good. Armored Van, nice little equipment card there. This character gets +2 skill while defending. It's not terrible. Elizabeth Nash. Temporary containment. Darren McCarthy, and another agenda, taken into custody. Destroy all equipment on a target character. Again, if your opponent has that flamethrower, that would be helpful. There's that 1 viewer again. I'm hoping you can hear my microphone. If not, oh, then they disappear again. So I don't know what that's about. But anyway, Alan Morgan, another terrorist. a character, resisting interrogation. I'm going to hold these up a little higher here. If we get something that's worthy, I'll get a closer view so you can take a look at it. But Lynn McGill, Motorcade, play only on a statesman, main 0, that's nice. Set this character, set target character with lower skill than this character. So a couple moving parts in there to take advantage of it, but hey, why not? Oh, here's 2 in a row of Mashir Abu Marzouk. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Cost 4, combat 3, and health 1. React 1 before Mashir Abu Marzouk. Again, apologies on the pronunciation. Before he is killed, kill target character with the same skill. It's an interesting one. Going into shock, Chase Edmonds. Another directive, Centox conspiracy. Interesting. Sacrifice a it's main 0. Sacrifice a conspirator. Advance target agenda. Well, see, that goes along with my strategy for some of those things. Kind of the stinkers here in this one. Not too many foils. Here's insertion. Target character gets +1 skill. If he has a vehicle, you get to reset, which would be handy. Means you could use them twice in 1 turn if you so desired. Kyle Singer and Oops. great title for this card. Oops is a 0 cost event. Main 0, sacrifice a conspirator. Your opponent loses 2 time. So again, playing into that, messing with your opponent's time. So that's a handy card. I already have a few of those. That's why I didn't showcase it at the beginning of the broadcast. Still part of the strategy. Okay, here we go. Wayne Palmer, keyword president, so that's handy if I end up getting Air Force One. And he's got the statesman there, so that's kind of handy too. Bulletproof, sacrifice an item to destroy a target item. Sure. Oh, yeah, another tooth and claw. Great, that was stuck to the bottom. Bomb CTU, here's one for you. This is a rare. It's an agenda and takes 3 turns to take care of it, but set all characters in your opponent's briefing room. So that's kind of handy. That's a good one. Disarmed, locate a character in the mission with a weapon, destroy target equipment. Aisha Tyler playing Marianne Taylor, corporate climber. She's one of the good guys, a CTU with an analyst. Keyword mission 0, so you don't pay anything when she's in a mission to take advantage of this. Sacrifice and equipment, and she gets +2 intel, which would make her 5 intel. Not too bad, not too bad. Human shield again, trauma care and agenda, heal target character in the briefing room. Yeah. There's Zhao Young again, dumpster diving again, and Harry Swinton. Is that stuck together? Yeah, off-road vehicle. Play only on a character with a printed health of 1, and you get +1 health. So not bad, not bad. All right, let's keep going. We are running out of time. That's funny, I actually bought one of these cards off of category 1. And you'll see why. Main 1, locate politics 3, so it costs you 1 to play during your main part of your phase. And you have to have a character with at least 3 politics skill. Your opponent loses 1 time or sets one of his ready characters, their choice. So another way to kind of manipulate your opponent's time. In case I didn't explain it earlier, to stay on theme with the show, you use time as a currency to pay for these things. So in this case, it would be 3 to play this 3 time to play this character, and then as I referred to, main 1, you would pay 1 a time in order to get that out on the field. Stealing the playbook, another agenda here. Habib Marwan. This guy is another great actor. Oh, there's a spoiler. Habib Marwan. This guy's a great actor. He's been in a ton of stuff. He was in Bosch. If you watch that show, great show, but very intimidating, very menacing guys. He's kind of a fun one to have. And Combat 4 with the keyword lethal as an additional cost for Habib Marwan to block one of your terrorists. Now, every once in a while I see someone pop in, and I wonder if that's my buddy Joshua. He's been looking for this one. This is a big one. Jack Bauer, not well at all. You can see it's an elite, and it's got the foil effect there. In fact, Chloe, send that to Jack's PDA, and we'll be able to take a closer look at it. Great card here, great collectible. The cost is 5, so you wouldn't be able to play it till a little later in the game, but his combat is 5. He's an agent with the keyword lethal. At the start of each of your turn, wound Jack Bauer. Now his health is 3, so he can take a little punishment, and if you've got some healing cards, that's a big help as well. So great card there. We'll leave that there on the PDA, but we'll go back to Studio Squim here to see the rest of these cards. Airtight alibi, incriminating evidence, new information, mission 0, set a conspirator, target infiltrator, which is another character keyword. Infiltrator gets +2 intel. That's not too bad. Decoy, oh, that's gotta hurt. Someone on fire there. Target terrorist gets +1 combat. Sherry Rothenberg, another CTU agent there. New opportunity, set an infiltrator, target terrorist gets +2 combat. And then overconfidence, another agenda there. Okay, Tom Lennox, look at that guy, conspirator. Back in there. Complete schematics. John Keeler, Melissa Robb. Oh, here's another foil one, Gail Ortega. He is a infiltrator on the terrorist team. He's got the keyword focused, main 2, which means it costs 2 to take advantage of his game effect. And you set him retreat target agenda. Interesting. So you could, if maybe you had that suitcase nuke that I talked about, and it was getting close, and you didn't quite want to set it off and kill all of your characters in the field or on the field or in play, you could use Gail Ortega's. I am going to actually switch my microphone here. I just got my AirPods. They were losing their thing. But anyway, I digress. Gail Ortega, really cool foil card here, retreat target agenda. So if you had an agenda like that suitcase nuke, you didn't necessarily want to have that go off just yet. You've got too many characters, too much to sacrifice. You could use Gail Ortega's game effect to move that agenda back 1 turn. Let's send that to the PDA as well. I'm going to set that Jack Bauer is pretty good find there. So let's, Chloe, why don't you send Gail Ortega's image to Jack's PDA. We'll bring that up front so you can take a look at that. That nice one effect. And we'll just finish out the pack here. It's plausible deniability, which we've already seen. There's Nina Myers again, conspiring. Another Adam Kaufman, another duplicate here, find a nuke directive, and Paula's courage, sacrifice an analyst and draw 2 cards, not too bad. Sacrifice means you take them out of play, put them in your discard pile. So maybe you've got an analyst that's already got 1 wound and they're not going to be able to help you. You could take advantage of that. And the last card, Mandy from the first season. Wounded characters cannot block Mandy. That's how badass she is. She's crazy. Let's move on to the next one here. That's going to drive me nuts. There we go. Let's see what's in here. Hopefully we'll find an elite. We'll see what happens. Let's move back to the studio swing camera here. Damaged chip. Play only on an analyst. Draw 2 cards. Not bad, but you do have to sacrifice an agent on that. So a little rough. Here's Wendy Brown. Confidential file. Firewall bypass. This card in ops event. Target character gets +2 intel. Not bad. There's duplicates. Kevin Carroll. Administrative warrant we've already seen. Johnson. That's the lie detector. Gotta make sure there's nothing stuck here. Cover up. Wound. Let's see. React. Wound 2 infiltrators. That could take them all out. After a mission attempt is declared, cancel the mission attempt. So maybe it's not looking too good. Your opponent is going to somehow turn the tables on you. You can just cancel the event or cancel the mission and deny them that. Here's another directive, clean administration. You can see here, this is only for the CCG decks. It says main 0, lose 2 points. If all your characters are statesmen, gain 1 time. Well, I don't know if that's a good trade-off or not, but there it is. Behruz Araz. This guy's a good shot if you're looking to sacrifice an analyst. He's only costs 1. He's only got combat 1 and health 1, and no game effect on that. So. And last one, Walt Cummings, another CTU character there. Keyword expert, but no game effect, so that's kind of a bummer. I'm going to quickly make an adjustment here. Hopefully we're not getting any echo. All right. Chase Edmonds right off the bat there, CTU. Dying Not Crazy, an event here. Tactics event, mission 0, wounded character in the mission. This character gets +2 skill. Yeah, another one you don't play light, save for some of those heavy hitter agents or conspirators. Here's another directive, hijack the presidency. You can see all the conspirators can use it. Main 2 set conspirator. If your opponent has more cards in his hand than you, he discards 1 card. We'll set that one aside. Whatever. Jim Hill, Homeland Security. Well, he has a vehicle. Jim Hill gets +2 politics, so that's if you've already got a vehicle on, you can really boost his skill or health, one of the 2. Airlift. Move any of your target characters from the field to the briefing room so you can take advantage of healing while you're there. Here's an agenda, internal bleeding. Wound each wounded character. So if you've got one of your opponent's characters has maybe 2 health, they've already taken a wound in a mission, you could give them another one to take them out. Jack Bauer back in play. Shredding program. Spencer Wolf. Switch. What is this? This is a tactics event. Sacrifice an agent before a character with greater skill than the sacrifice agent is wounded. Prevent that wound. An interesting one to use. Chaos for pay. Here's another directive. Main 0, so it doesn't cost you anything. It's only for the terrorist decks. Your opponent scores 2 points. I don't know. Search your deck for Nina Myers and add her to your hand. So there are a couple. There is Nina Myers elite card that would probably be worth it to use that directive. Reed Pollock is the final one in that particular booster pack. Let's go on to the next one here. 2 viewers now, Joshua. If you're one of those, I'm going to tease you. In an earlier pack, I did get Jack Bauer not well at all. So you know what cards I'm looking for. If you want to make a trade, talk to me. Let's get right to it. Exhausted. Here's another agenda with two turns. Locate Combat 3. You need to have an agent out in the field who has at least 3 for their combat skill, wound, target, set, character in the field. So another handy one if your opponent has a character that's ahead of you, like this guy who's got 2 health, you can take him out. This is Navi Aras. Phone tap equipment. React 1 after your agenda resolves, your opponent loses 1 point, so another one that played into that. I'm seeing that someone's getting feedback. Can you hear me at all? Hopefully you can. Reptar33, let me know if you can hear me. Say yes or no, and we'll see if I can get that figured out. I know there's a bit of an echo. Unfortunately, one of my microphones won't stop doing that, but hopefully you can hear me well enough to enjoy the broadcast. Here's lockdown, protection, dead drop, just another face. Mission 0, this character gets +1 skill. He gets an additional +1 intel if your opponent has more characters in play. That's a lot of moving parts to get some of these. Yeah, you're hearing that echo from my camera up here. Unfortunately, it will not mute itself. I was using the AirPods to try and get rid of that, but unfortunately I cannot. Here's Neil Choi, James Farrow, Hostage Exchange, Police Cruiser, and Filibuster. Mission 1, target defending statesman gets +2 politics. Another one. Or a politics or statesman-based deck like I was talking about earlier. Well, I'm going to keep going. Hopefully the audio isn't so bad that the broadcast is a waste. If you can hear me all right, I hope that works for you. Ahmed Amar, fainting spell, main 2, set target wounded character. Chloe O'Brien, popular character there. Bring that up so you can kind of, there we go. While your opponent has no cards in his hand, Chloe O'Brien gets +2 intel. That's interesting. She already has 3. Ronnie Stark, field support. There's Kim Bauer again. Vladimir Bierko, another directive. Going rogue. This was a foil in the two-player game. Suicide mission. What's this? This is a tactics event. Mission 0. Your target terrorist gets +2 combat. Sacrifice him after the mission. That could work. That could work. Curtis Manning, another popular character there. CTU agent. Set up a perimeter. Target defending agent gets +2 combat. Not too bad. And Alex Hewitt, infiltrator. We're into the second one. We're halfway through the pass. Come on now, buddy. You're just tuning in. I've got 1 delete so far. Jack Bauer, not well at all. You can see that in Jack's PDA here on the right. Hopefully we'll get at least 1 more. Steve's Ontario Airport requires 2 terrorists kill a character or characters with the lowest skill. Charles McLemore, dying not crazy. Gail Ortega, incriminating evidence. New information. There's Decoy again. Sherry Rothenberg. New opportunity. Another agenda, overconfidence. Was that the player with the most cards in his hand, both players have tied. Sets one of his ready characters. Pressure, that's another one. And James Prescott, aiming for the presidency. He's got the vice president keyword. React 0 after James Prescott comes into play, set target statement. So a good foil to the deck I've been talking about. Here's Jonathan Wallace. Oh, the cards are kind of separated. I can see an elite is coming. Advanced degree, or yeah, that's one of the ones I said I wanted to get. Locate Intel 3, look at the top 3 cards of your deck and rearrange them. So that's great. I'm actually going to set that one to the side here along with Gail Ortega. So not too bad. I've gotten a couple of good cards. Here's David Palmer. What's that? David Palmer Adaptive. So not the David Palmer I was looking for. Charles Logan needs help. There's another Charles Logan, but not the one I was looking for. Michelle Dessler. This is a card that I didn't know I wanted. Michelle Dessler Elite card, cost 4, combat 3, and health 2, so she's another heavy hitter. While attacking, Michelle Dessler gets the keyword lethal. When we send that to Jack's PDA, we'll take a little closer look at it. So you can see while I go through the rest of this. Not quite as focused as I would like there for some reason, but you can at least get a feel for the card there. Conspiring, Adam Kaufman. Here's that Finding the Nuke Directive again, got a few of those. Paula's Courage, another healing card, not too bad. Or no, sorry, not a healing card, but draw 2 cards. You do have to sacrifice an analyst, so tough on that one. There's a duplicate of Mandy, Disarmed, and another Marianne Taylor. Let's keep going here. All right, here we go. Lee Castle. This is one we haven't seen out of these packs yet. He is a CCG agent. While Lee Castle has a weapon, he gets the keyword expert. Not too bad. Getting an answer, destroy target agenda. Oh, that's the card I don't want my opponent to have. I'm taking advantage of that strategy I've been talking about. CTU network access. This is a kind of a tough one. It's uncommon, so it's not too hard to find. I do remember helping one of my friends find that one. Let's bring that up. The Studio Square camera up. Directive, your infiltrators can support opposed missions. Interesting. Shot in the front, set a terrorist wounded target, wounded character in the field. No? So your opponent has another one of those heavy hitting characters. That's a good one to have, so you can double up that damage. Kevin Carroll again, Administrative Warrant, we've seen that one. Johnson, nothing special there, covered up. Another directive, clean administration again, so no surprises there. Another one of these guys. Walt Cummings, I think we've seen that one too. An airtight alibi, an event that costs 1. Mission 1, target defending infiltrator gets +2 intel. Interesting. If they are trying to block one of your opponent's missions, they'll get a little bit extra. Let's see what else is coming up here. Turncoat, another agenda, requires 1 conspirator, lose 2 points, discard the top card of yours and your opponent's decks, score the sum of their war numbers. Now the war number is this number down here in the bottom right. You actually use the war number as a modifier in your mission to increase your skills. So they can just be most are +1. You can see the next few cards +1 on that, but you can run into +2 and +3 war cards. So could come out in your favor. Here's retaliation. After your terrorist is wounded during a mission, wound a target opposing character. Coming in. Rita Brady, conspiracy infiltrator. There's my guy, Jovan Milovic. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I set that to the side. That's one that I was looking for that I talked about at the beginning of the broadcast. Behind the poles, armored van again. Oops, should have stuck together. Elizabeth Nash, oh, there, pony. Temporary containment. Darren McCarthy, terrorist infiltrator.
After Darren McCarthy wins a mission, field target infiltrator. Well, that could be handy. Taken into custody. Going out with a bang. React to 0, sacrifice 2 terrorists. After a mission attempt is declared, cancel the mission attempt. I think we've seen that already. And then there's Kevin Graves. Going through, not too many left. Hopefully I'll get another elite out of all this. I've gotten 2, so I don't want to be too greedy, but we'll see what happens here. Come on, camera. There you go. There's Reed Pollock. Resisting interrogation. Mike Novik. Oh, really? There it is. Wheels within wheels. Nice. All right, that's another card I was looking for. This is great. If you didn't see the beginning, this is play during your main part of your turn. Cost 1. Locate 3 conspirators. So you do have to have 3 conspirators in the field. But play an agenda. I've been talking a lot about those agendas. That's going to help me a lot. That's a win for me. That's great. Next, going into shock. Target wounded character gets -2 skill. That's good. Chase Edmonds. Syntax Conspiracy. We've seen that one. Insertion. Kyle Singer. There's Oops again. Rachel Forrester and Field Medicine. Great. I'm glad I got that wheel within wheels. I already had that one scoped out on eBay. Now I don't have to worry about it. You can only have one of those as part of your game. It doesn't count toward the 24 cards in your deck, but it is you only have one out there and it stays in play during the whole game. So I only need one, so that's great. Very happy about that. Here's in the line of duty. Your defending character gets -1 skill. If he's killed during the mission, score 2 points. If you know it's going to happen, it isn't such a bad thing to have. So you can get 2 points even if you know they're going to get killed. There's Bill Buchanan. Erase the evidence. Here's another Bill Buchanan. This one, Observing Protocol, and this one, Voice of Authority. Both analysts, though. There's another Jack Bauer character back in play. Shredder Program, we've seen that. Spencer Wolf, there's Switch again. Chaos for Pay, another one we've seen before. Reed Pollock. Quarantine. And Richard Heller. All right, what do we get on to here? 5 boosters left. Let's see what we can get out of this. Fingers crossed that I'll get another elite. Again, I don't want to be greedy. I don't think it'll happen. At least another foil card, hopefully, out of this. So we have Flexing Authority. What is this? Mission 1. Costs 1 to play. Target character gets +1 skill. If he gets an additional +1 politics if attacking. So in the right circumstances, that will work. Jonathan. I'm going to try Jonathan Medicevich. That can't possibly be right, but there it is. Let's at least do him the respect of reading his game effect. He costs 6, Intel 4 though, and health 2, so he's another one of those heavy hitters. Keyword expert, while you have 2 or more time, Jonathan gets +2 Intel. Not too bad. That would make it a 6 Intel. That's pretty high skill rating to play in a mission. Reload. Discard a tactics event. Target character gets +2 combat. Not too bad. Michael Amador. While your opponent has 0 time, Michael Amador cannot be blocked. Another advantage to the strategy I talked about, draining time from your opponent. Temporary containment. Darren McCarthy. Taken into custody. There's going out with a bag again. Kevin Graves, not a surprise there. Plausible deniability and name there. So no surprises there. Let's move these out of the way. We'll start over again for just the last 4 boosters. There we go. Ira Gaines, he was kind of an intimidating bad guy in the first season. Multiple plans is his subtext there. He's an infiltrator. Cost 4, his skill is Intel 4 and Health 2, so that's pretty good. His game effect, played during the main phase, costs 1 and discard a terrorist to heal Ira Gaines. That's interesting. Keep him in play. Here's an agenda: exhausted, locate combat 3, wound target, set character in the field. Chase Edmonds. Enraged, boy, he looks pissed. This is a tactics event. Play during your mission, cost 2 time. Wound an attacking character in the mission. That target gets +2 to skill and lethal. The mission scores no points. So no matter how hard they try, they're not going to get the points out of it. All right, here's Chase Edmonds, a different one, Going Dark, CTU agent. Cost 4, combat skill is 3 and health 2, so he can stay in play for a while. Chase Edmonds is your only character while Chase Edmonds is your only character in the field, he gets +2 combat. Another directive, Centaur's Conspiracy, we've seen that. Insertion, we've seen that. There's Oops again. A good card, useful card, but I don't know, getting a lot of them. Rachel Forrester, Field Medicine again, and Firewall Bypass. So no big secrets there. 3 left. Let's see what we get. Lynn Cressage, played by Michelle Forrest, also in Battlestar Galactica, great actress. And Star Trek The Next Generation, playing Ensign Rowe. Statesman, so that would help if the David Palmer well-supported comes up. She could be one of the statesmen, and it only costs 2 to play, so that's not too bad. Keyword Rebound and React 0. After your opponent plays an intrigue event, reset Lynn Cressage, so she could potentially be 2 missions in one turn. Or block, I should say. She would play a mission and then you could reset her and she could block one of your opponent's missions. Triangulation, we haven't seen this one. This is a ops event. Main 1, locate 3 characters with intel, set target character with an equipment. That's a lot of moving parts. We'll see if that comes in handy or not. Anton Barish, a terrorist with the Dawn Brigade. Your opponent must block Anton if possible. Here's emergency response. This is one that I talked about at the beginning, so that's a good one to have. React 2. After your character is killed, search your deck for a character with the same specialty and add them to your hand list. So that one sucks because I definitely want to keep that handy. Another agenda with only 1 turn, a dead drop, play a vehicle or weapon, reduce its cost by 2. If that's part of your strategy, that would be very handy. Just Another Face, we've seen that already. There's Neil Choi. I always remember this guy from Die Hard. He was one of the terrorists in the first Die Hard. Whenever I see him, that's all I can think of. Jamie Farrell, Hostage Exchange, we've seen that one. Police Cruiser, we've seen that as well. Filibuster, and there's Shira Warzook. Down to 2. Let's keep it going. Come on, Elite. What do we got here? Another directive. Executive Privilege. This is for CTG decks. React 0, discard 1 card. After you play a president or vice president, advance target agenda. Interesting. Could come in handy with my strategy. Raymond O'Hara, CTU Infiltrator. Armory Requisition, an agenda with 2 or 1 turn there. Get back here, you little devil. Set combat 2. Search your deck for a weapon and add it to your hand. if that's the direction you were going, that could come in handy. Here's Up and Fight It. There's Vladimir Barocco again. Same directive, going rogue. If you have only one agent in play, they get +1 skill. Suicide mission, what do we have here? Tactics event, mission 0. Your target terrorist gets +2 combat, sacrifice after mission. I think we read that already. I got all excited. We've already seen it. There's Curtis Banning. Set up a perimeter. Alex Hewitt. If Alex Hewitt is killed, lose 1 point. Ouch, and he only has 1 health. If you're going to use him, you'll have to protect him. There is a bulletproof vest equipment. We haven't run into that. Airlift and internal bleeding. Last one, guys. Ooh, I don't know. I've gotten some of the cards I wanted, but kind of disappointed on the number of foils. And this, maybe this one will have something for me. Assigned to research. Randy Murdoch. That's one we haven't seen in the deck yet. Cost is 3. Intel 2. Health is 1. Adapt keyword. Main 1. Set this character, target an agenda in your discard pile and put it into play. Could come in handy with that agenda deck that I keep talking about. Hand to hand. This guy looks so lame. Mission 0 tactics event. This character gets +1 skill. He gets an additional +1 combat if he's opposed, and neither character has any equipment, which happens a lot. So maybe that, I make fun of it, but maybe that could come in handy. Oh, there's a foil by Wishes Granted. Going public, another agenda here. Requires 1 statement. Destroy all agendas. That's the opposite of what I want to do. Here's my foil. Kim Bauer as Jane Saunders. Let's send that to Jack's PDA. So we'll take a closer look at it here. Unfortunately, the lyrics, so you can't read it, but Kim Bauer, she's cost 3 to play, 2 combat, 1 health. Game effect is Kim Bauer cannot be blocked by a character with equipment. That could be interesting, but it's a nice foil card. Again, the camera is not quite picking up that foil. I can barely see the prismatic, but there it is. It's not too bad. Let's finish out this last pack here. We'll bring back the Studio Squad camera. Roger Stanton, NSA Chief. Satellite image. Here's that Wave of Terror directive. React 1 after an opponent's character is killed, score 1 point. New World Order. Tactics event. Mission 0. Set a terrorist target conspirator. Gets +2 politics. Not bad. Clyde Hernandez did. Jeff Breer. And last one. Well, there's my guy here. Here's the tactics event. Mission 0, set an agent, target statesman gets +2 politics. Not too bad if I was going to go for that statesman deck. So let's review some of the good cards that I was hoping to get, or at least came out good. Kim Bauer, a nice foil, so good for the collection. That's nice. Michelle Dessler, yeah, I like that one. Michelle was one of my favorites. One of my favorite characters, so it's nice to, at least to have that in my collection. That's pretty cool. Emergency response. I was hoping to get that one for one of my strategies. Wheels within wheels. I can't tell you how happy I am to get that one to play agenda. That's good. Here's this guy again. I'm not going to try to pronounce his name again. But it's part of my 0 time thing there. Jack Bauer, not well at all. That's a tough one to find. So that's a great pull out of this box. That's great. Advanced Degree, another one I was looking for, part of my access to my deck, which I appreciate. And Gail Ortega, a nice foil card. Retreat target agenda that could come in handy if my agenda strategy backfires. And I get too many agendas, or they're going to trigger at the wrong times. There you have it. That's all of them. Hope you enjoyed this. If the sound is too bad, I'm going to try to fix that up in post. hopefully I will review, and hopefully this wasn't a waste of time, that the audio is good enough that you could enjoy this opening. If you are curious about the game, you want to play, reach out to me, Studio Squim. I'd love to get a game together with you. We've got quite a few other players as well who would be interested in playing the game, and kind of seeing if we can bring this game back. There are some cards I hinted at earlier. There are some cards that were not printed, that were prepared, the Spec Ops expansion. So we'll hopefully dive into that in a different episode and talk about that. Maybe spice up the game a little bit, make it more interesting. There are other keywords and a few other tricks in that expansion. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. If you were here with the live broadcast. If you're watching afterward, thank you for checking it out. Please do all the YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Very important. You hear it every time, but the more likes I get on different things, the more I know what people want to see. So it's not just stroking my ego. It helps me know what it is you want to see. If you want to see more 24, give this a like, and I'll know that you're interested, and I'll see if I can set up some games and discussions. Who knows? Maybe I'll find another deal on boxes, and we'll do another opening. But either way, thanks again, and have a great day, and I'll see you soon.